Hey everyone!
Welcome to the podcast. Today's episode is very special and very sad at the same time, honestly. We just learned that Professor Yang Zhenning, also known as Chen-Ning Yang, passed away today. He died on Saturday, October 18, 2025 in Beijing at the age of 103. This is huge news for the entire scientific world and especially for China. Let's talk about his incredible life and why he was so important today. Professor Yang Zhenning was born on October 1, 1922, in Hefei, Anhui Province, China. He was often ranked alongside Albert Einstein as one of the 20th century's greatest physicists. That's how brilliant and important he was to modern science and physics research worldwide. He won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1957 with Tsung-Dao Lee. They became the first Chinese Nobel laureates ever in history. This was a huge milestone for Chinese people everywhere around the world back then. Yang and Lee won the Nobel Prize for their work on parity non-conservation of weak interaction. Okay, I know that sounds super complicated and technical, so let me explain simply. Before their work, scientists believed that particles always acted the same when mirrored or flipped. Yang and Lee showed that this assumption was wrong in weak interactions between particles. This discovery completely changed how physicists understood the fundamental laws of nature forever completely. Their theory was revolutionary for the field of particle physics at that time. Yang also developed the Yang-Mills gauge theory with Robert Mills in the 1950s. This theory is considered one of the most important achievements of physics in the 20th century. It's basically a mathematical framework explaining how particles interact with each other in nature. The Yang-Mills theory laid the foundation for the standard model of particle physics completely. It's regarded as one of the cornerstones of modern physics, comparable to Einstein's theory of relativity. That's how groundbreaking and fundamental his work was for all of science today. In 1929, when Yang was 7 years old, his father became a math professor at Tsinghua University. Young Yang spent 8 years of his youth in Tsinghua Garden, the campus area. He grew up surrounded by academics and scholars who inspired his love of learning. As a teenager, Yang told his parents, "One day I want to win the Nobel Prize." And he actually did it! He achieved his childhood dream and became one of the greatest physicists ever. That's incredibly inspiring for young people everywhere who have big dreams and ambitions. In the 1940s, Yang went to the United States to pursue advanced academic studies. He studied, taught, and conducted research at American universities for many decades of his life. He became a naturalized U.S. citizen during his time living and working there. But in 2015, Yang renounced his U.S. citizenship and became a Chinese citizen again. He helped persuade other prominent Chinese scientists to return to China as well. This was a big symbolic gesture showing his dedication to China's scientific development completely. Over more than 20 years since returning to China, Yang taught at Tsinghua University. He made important contributions to cultivating talent and promoting international academic exchanges for China. He mentored countless young Chinese physicists and scientists throughout his teaching career there. In 1972, he visited China and proposed to Premier Zhou Enlai that China should prioritize basic scientific research. Premier Zhou took his suggestion very seriously, and it helped strengthen basic research in China. His influence extended far beyond just his own research and discoveries over the years. In 1977, Yang organized and became president of the Association of Chinese Physicists in America. He worked to promote the normalization of relations between China and the United States diplomatically. This was during a very tense time in history between the two countries. On January 30th, 1979, he presided over a banquet welcoming Deng Xiaoping to Washington, D.C. He pointed out that diplomatic relations between China and the U.S. benefited both peoples greatly. He used his scientific reputation to bridge two cultures he loved and understood. In his Nobel acceptance speech, Yang described himself as a product of both Chinese and Western cultures, in harmony and in conflict. This quote really captures his unique position in the world perfectly and beautifully. He understood both cultures deeply and lived in both worlds throughout his life. Yang once said, "My most important contribution in life is helping change Chinese people's psychology of feeling inferior to others." He wanted Chinese people to feel proud and confident about their scientific capabilities. His Nobel Prize showed the world that Chinese scientists could compete at the highest levels. Yang was a foreign or honorary member of more than 10 academies of sciences worldwide. He received honorary doctoral degrees from over 20 renowned universities around the world. Besides the Nobel Prize, he won countless other prestigious awards and honors throughout his career. In 1994, the Franklin Institute gave him the Bauer Award for Achievement in Science. They praised his Yang-Mills theory for synthesizing physical laws and providing understanding of fundamental forces. Every major scientific institution in the world recognized his genius and contributions over decades. Yang died of illness on Saturday in Beijing, according to Tsinghua University's statement. The university called him one of the greatest physicists of the 20th century. They praised his revolutionary contributions to the development of modern physics worldwide and forever. He lived to be 103 years old, which is an incredibly long and productive life. He continued working, teaching, and inspiring people well into his old age bravely. His mind stayed sharp until the very end of his remarkable life journey. News of his death has shocked and saddened people across China and around the world. Scientists, students, and ordinary people are mourning the loss of this giant in physics. Social media in China is filled with tributes and memories of Professor Yang today. He represented Chinese excellence and pride in science for generations of people everywhere. Young Chinese scientists looked up to him as a role model and inspiration. His life showed that Chinese people could reach the very top of any field. Professor Yang's work laid the foundation for the standard model of particle physics we use today. Every physicist in the world learns about Yang-Mills theory in their studies and research. His contributions will be taught in classrooms for hundreds of years into the future. But beyond science, he inspired millions of Chinese people to pursue their dreams fearlessly. He showed that with hard work and brilliance, anything is possible no matter where you're from. That's a legacy that goes way beyond physics equations and scientific papers published. Professor Yang Zhenning lived an extraordinary life spanning over a century of human history. He was 103 years old when he passed away today in Beijing. From winning the Nobel Prize to bridging East and West, he accomplished so much. Tsinghua University's obituary called the late professor immortal in their tribute to him. And in many ways, he truly is immortal through his scientific discoveries and impact. His name will be remembered as long as physics is studied anywhere in the world. Rest in peace, Professor Yang Zhenning. Thank you for everything you contributed to science and humanity worldwide. The world has lost a true giant today, and he will be deeply missed. Thanks for listening to this tribute episode, everyone. May his memory inspire us all.